Well, here we are again. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Nikke. This is Nikke, Goddess of Victory, Red Ash event.
I'm a bit hungry.
Since we have completed a few missions, we have a few
While we proceed?
of these. I've probably said it before, but in case I have to say it again, these are going to be little cutscenes, fleshing out the character of Goddess Squad a little bit. Record 2-1 playback. Mutual dislike. Like oil and water. Just say what you want to say. Today I shall edify thee on the pleasure of using one's own body. With that sword? No thanks, I'm not in the mood, and I don't want to get my clothes dirty. I've been trying hard to keep them clean for the past few days. Even better. I shall see to it that your garments are soiled through and through. Have you ever listened to yourself speak? You sound uncouth and uneducated. Since thou dost accuse me of these crimes every day, 'tis only appropriate for me to act the part. Whenever Scarlet and Dorothy meet, they are immediately at each other's throats like two wild dogs. There are few words in the English language that can accurately describe the animosity between these two. Try and block this. You are really persistent. Wow, these two are full of piss and vinegar. Scarlet, Dorothy! Are you fighting again? This is the 24th time today! Actually, I believe it was 26. Regardless, I'm getting tired of having to clean up after you two every time you get into a tussle. Ah, so it's you who's always cleaning up the mess. I was wondering. Forsooth, I believe 'twas Dorothy, for she is so obsessed with cleanliness. So you've been pawning off your responsibilities to Snow White? Give me a break. I did no such thing. Moreover, you never even considered cleaning up after yourself for a single second. Steady thy tongue. So long as what I require is within reach, 'tis enough for mine sensibilities. What need is there to spend time frivolously faffing about with this and that? You're a real slob, you know what? What did you call me? This impertinent tongue waggling against me is because ye have little notion of what a true slob actually constitutes. Scarlet, Dorothy! Would you two please cut it out? Or at the very least, please clean up after you who had a row. What? Why are you putting me in a headlock? Steady now, Snow White. I think this little scuffle of theirs will last at least another hour or two, wouldn't you say? So let's just let them be. But I haven't said all I wanted to say. Now let go. After Red Hood and Snow White leave, after the sun had set and dinner time had long since passed, Scarlet and Dorothy's squabble continued unabated. Until Lilywise and the commander came to put a stop to it. Playback ends. And there is another one right here. A record of elegant and uninhibited harmonies. So this is part 2. Record 2-2 playback. So, as soon as the commander and I aren't around, this is what happens. Lilywise surveys the room around her, which looks as if a hurricane has just blown through it. I've done all I can to try and keep them apart, but they were particularly nasty with each other today, and I didn't dare intervene. I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? They're the ones responsible for this. Where are they now? Well, surely enough, she soiled my shirt. Now it's all stained and it's not coming off. Great, just great. She's a complete vulgarian, utterly lacking in all etiquette. A total brute who is always spoiling for a fight. She insists on sparring with me even when she can't win. Not to mention how she never cleans up after herself. And her room has all those animal pelts lying around everywhere. It's revolting. Whenever I step in there, I feel as if bugs are crawling all over me. I can't find a single redeeming factor about her. I need a break. Dorothy walks off. Meanwhile, such bluster, such haughtiness she has. I failed today in taking the wind from her sails. 'Tis rather peculiar. I was convinced I could break her, given her fixation on cleanliness. I hardly expected our skirmish to last for so long. Perhaps a frontal assault is not the answer. Nay, 'tis impossible. She is naught but a conceited dunderhead, a sharp-tongued dandy who is shallow as she is full of herself. And perhaps most egregiously of all, she looked down upon the path of the sword. I will break her yet. I will do so through direct confrontation. Yes, I will make it so. But first, before that, I believe I must convalesce for a moment. Scarlet leaves. Playback ends. But the part 3 to this is not close to hand. These aren't all going to be Dorothy and Scarlet beating each other up. It's slightly annoying because I am often getting Scarlet and Sakura confused even though they have absolutely nothing to do with each other. There is a third conversation around here, I just can't see it.
Let's move out. I'm a bit hungry. I'm a bit hungry. Lovely weather we're having. Come on, let's go. Let's move out. Want to hear some tunes while we proceed? Let's move out. Come on, let's go.
Well, we don't have to see them all in one day, right?
I'm a bit hungry.
Red Ash. So I believe last we left off, Snow White suspects that Red Hood is dying, and Red Hood also suspects that she's dying, which is why she tried to give away her cassette player.
I will protect you.
You're a rather tenacious foe.
Did you see that? I'm strong, but my comrades are stronger.
Okay, so there's actually something I would like to show just by giving a little tweak to this. I don't know whether I can with the enemies being so low level, but there's a thing I'd like to show about Mana, who is the newest release Nikke, although that won't last because there are plans to add a few more now. The following morning...
We'll be at Elysion's third Nikke research lab in about an hour. Is everyone prepared?
What's there to prepare? What's so different from us making a typical visit?
If we landed directly by the lab, the raptures would swarm and encircle us. So we'll be landing nearby and going in on foot.
I guess I need to prepare.
Snow White went into the workshop last night, and she's still there. Looks like you had some trouble comforting her.
Yeah. After all, this is my first time dying, so I didn't exactly know how to console her. I wasn't sure if I should be sitting around wailing with grief or pensively reflecting on all the good times. I figured neither was the right approach, so I went with giving her a gift. She refused to take it and ran off.
I can see why she refused it. It probably felt like you were giving her a keepsake after your death.
So what do you want me to do?
Did she say anything else?
She kept urging me to stay here and not to return to my hometown.
Is that something you would ever consider?
Lady Lilywise, I've already told you, I don't fit in here. I'm no goddess. I spent my entire life ambling about the streets without any purpose, and nearly got myself killed as a result. Now I've got everyone telling me that I'm special.
It's kind of interesting to see this in comparison with the Footstep Walk Run event, because Rappy also thought she was a goddess.
I was turned into a Nikke and sent here for no apparent reason. You're one of the youngest ace pilots in the history of aerial combat. Rapunzel could have been the next powerful religious leader. Dorothy is the daughter of a reputable politician. Then you've got Snow White and her superhuman knack for developing weapons. I can't even pretend to be on your level. Scarlet is the only one amongst us who I can possibly compare with. Even then, though, now that I think about it, she's a gifted swordsman. A street urchin from the filthy back alleys couldn't possibly hope to compare to all of you.
Well, from the way I see it, I don't think there's anyone better suited to be a goddess than you.
I see you're getting better at sarcasm.
If you don't see it that way, then there's nothing I can do to convince you otherwise. But we all think that. Why do you think Snow White keeps begging you to stay here? You're more qualified to stay here than any of us. So I suggest you reconsider. You should be spending as much time with those close to you as possible.
No can do. I've got to go back to my hometown. That's where my story ends. Accompanied by an old soundtrack from back in the day.
If that's what you want, I won't stop you. But ask yourself, is going back to your hometown what you really want to do?
What?
Lilywise walks off. 1 hour later. In the skies above Elysian's third Nikke research lab's periphery.
We've reached the drop-off point. Does everyone have parachutes?
Of course.
Did all of you memorize the coordinates?
Yes, no problem.
All right then. Whoever's ready can jump out.
I'll go first. See you all in a bit.
Lilywise leaps out of the plane without a parachute.
I figured she'd go first. She should be able to break through the atmosphere without any additional equipment, right?
I'm not 100% sure, but it should be possible. Prototypes typically are capable of many things.
Hey, kid.
Red Hood approaches Snow White and motions as if to put her in a headlock.
You want to jump together?
Snow White going down.
Snow White jumps out on her own.
Fine. Be that way.
Apparently, she's still holding a grudge. Speaking truthfully, I have difficulty seeing where both of you are coming from.
Scarlet jumps.
Breaking down people's barriers is what you do best. Good luck.
Dorothy jumps.
Red Hood. Good grief, you too? Is everyone gonna make a speech before they jump?
No, I just wanted to say that I'm going with the commander.
Oh, well, be careful out there.
Bury the hatchet. Otherwise, you'll come to regret it.
What are you talking about? We didn't even fight.
Anti-aircraft guns confirmed.
What?
Well, that's inconvenient, isn't it? Everything around begins to shake violently.
What is this? You said there were no raptures nearby.
It's coming from the research lab.
What? Damn, we're too late. The Raptors beat us to it.
Parachute has been compromised. Commencing emergency landing.
Snow! Snow, Do you copy? To hell with this! Out of my way!
You don't even have a parachute!
I don't care!
Red Hood jumps out without a parachute.
Wait!
Snow White collides with the ground with a resounding thud. After tumbling along the ground for a while, she slowly gets up.
I'm okay. No significant damage to the armor or weapon. I have to contact Lilith. My radio is down. What should I do? Should I head to the lab and join the others? Huh?
A massive horde of raptures surge forth, their eyes glinting. Snow White looks around, only to discover she's being hemmed in.
I'm surrounded! Preparing for battle!
Today sure isn't your lucky day.
Okay, put everyone in cover.
Right! Why don't they just develop something like an infinite magazine?
Okay, here we go.
Sorry to break it to you, but this is the end!
I just really want to show Mana's burst animation.
If I finish the final task, huh?
Let's keep the momentum going.
That's just amusing to me.
Oh no, I was just getting into the groove.
A rather simple task. They're going down easily enough. I've got ammunition to spare, and 7 dwarves is doing fine. So far, so good.
As Snow White goes to swap out her empty magazine, she drops the new magazine.
No!
Snow White freezes. Should I pick up the magazine? I'll be opening myself up to attack if I do. Should I switch to my sidearm? I don't remember if it's loaded or not. I've got one more magazine in my pocket. I'll use that one and forget about the one on the ground. Snow White pulls out the other magazine from her pocket and drops it on the ground as well.
Not again! Wait, what?
A colossal rapture lumbers towards Snow White, its core spinning rapidly. A port on its shoulder opens up. Snow White knows what this means. It's about to launch a missile. Despite this, she finds herself frozen in place.
No, 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 no!
Red Hood descends from the sky and slams atop the head of the rapture. They must have been flying in the stratosphere for it to take that long for Red Hood to catch up. She shoves the barrel of her gun inside the rapture's head and pulls the trigger. There's an ear-splitting whirring of machinery and the rapture explodes. Red Hood slowly walks towards Snow White.
Come here, kid, and listen closely.
Yes?
Pick up those magazines.
Okay,
Put one of them in your pocket.
done,
Put the other in your weapon.
done!
Now aim it. Are you back with us?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Now, what do you say we deal with these guys who have given us such a warm welcome? Just focus your firepower and aim where I'm shooting, like we always do. Can you do that?
Yes.
Good. Now sound us off.
You want me to do it?
You don't often get a chance to, so why not? It'll cheer us up, I'm sure.
Encounter!
10 minutes later.
All clear. Boss, Lilith, I'm with Snow. How are things on your end?
The lab is completely destroyed. All that's left are corpses.
Make your way here. There's something you two need to see for yourselves.
On the way.
You should be about 20 minutes out. Should we send an escort?
Commander.
On second thought, we've got our hands full over here. You two will have to make it on your own.
Roger that. Let's go.
Okay.
Soon after,
Do you want to listen to some music?
Do you want to attract raptures to us?
Look around you. Do you see any raptures wandering about? We wiped them all out. There isn't a single one left. If you ask me, Rapture Slayers would be a more apt name for our squad. So how about it? Should we kick out the jams?
Do whatever you want.
a familiar melody begins to resonate.
Snow? Do you have anything to say to me?
I could ask you the same thing.
Let's see. You're doing good so far, so keep it up.
You're trying to skirt around the issue again.
Kid? I'm dying.
But you said you weren't.
Well, I am. I'm going to die. As far as we know, corruption is untreatable. But if I'm being honest with you, I'm just clueless about what I should do. The end is in sight, but I don't know where to turn. So you tell me what to do. I'll do whatever you want.
I only want one thing. I want you to live the way you always have, with us. I want you to be together with us until the last moment. Don't leave us. That's all I ask.
Fine. I suppose I can do that. Since you're the one asking, I'll do my best to accommodate you.
Red Hood gently pulls Snow White in another headlock.
You're not upset with me, are you?
No.
Then how come you're pouting, huh?
Ow, that hurts! Ah, I said stop!
Goddess Squad is setting out for Elysian's research lab. The fog is approaching. And now we're playing as a mass-produced Nikke because none of Goddess Squad is actually on the ship at the moment. Kind of interesting, but I really just came back here so I can set it back to the main group. Weird. So.
I consider it a blessing to fight alongside you. Let us be on our way.
Elysian's third Nikke research lab.
Let me give everyone a sit rep. This lab has been besieged by over 200 Raptures. We've confirmed that there are at least 4 Ultra units among them.
The ones who are calling the shots.
This means, in addition to the sheer size of the attacking force, there were high-class Raptors amongst their ranks. This was all meticulously planned from the beginning. They had all their ducks in a row before they attacked.
Are we to presume they came for the Grimm's model?
That would be safe to assume, yes. The facility is in ruins. Both the human employees and the Nikkes inside were slaughtered before they knew what was happening. That includes the 2 Grimm's models that were currently in production. They're damaged beyond repair.
Are they? Because I'm pretty sure they showed up in the old Tales event. Although that said, there were actually more Nikke than just 2, but it's actually the fact that they were illegally produced Grimm's models, there was actually a bit of a sticking point, wasn't it?
The damage is so extensive that it almost feels as if it was done with intent. Out of some kind of hatred. Cinderella is also missing, including her specialized sidearm glass slippers.
So she wasn't destroyed along with the rest?
We can't say if she's been terminated, or whether she's wandering around somewhere. Also,
It might be best to simply show them.
yes, you all need to understand the gravity of the situation. Follow me.
Everyone stands in stunned silence. Before them lies a grotesque aberration that looks like a hodgepodge of Rapture and Nikke.
What is it?
Whatever it is, it's enough to make one's blood run cold.
My god!
Did they implant a Nikke with rapture parts?
Look here.
They've been fused together. Is she still alive? No. She's dead. No signs of trauma. She must have died of shock. The only thing is...
Little Eyes places her hand on the aberration. The Rapture's core moves frenetically as if scanning the area.
It's still alive. Only the rapture portions, to be precise. That means... Yes, not sure as to how or when, but at some point, experiments were carried out where a rapture and a Nikke were fused together. I believe the shock brought along by the fusion process is what killed the Nikke. I think it's safe to say that this process was initiated by the rapture side.
The Raptures are up to no good. First the corruption phenomenon, and now this.
I'll report this to VTC.
I'll also notify my superior.
Are we going to leave it like this?
Yes. It's noteworthy that the Rapture portion is still alive and operational. It will help with the research. We'll stay here and safeguard it until the higher-ups come to retrieve it.
And after that? We were going to join up with Cinderella and go to the lift. But now she's missing. Are we going to look for her, or should we all head to the lift?
I was planning on discussing that with Lilith. I will advise you in the morning.
Okay, understood.
A moment later, the Commander and Little Eyes leave to have a meeting.
It's strange.
What is?
The recent behavior of Raptures. Strange.
You feel that way too?
Don't you?
Yes. First the corruption. Now this ungodly fusion process. As far as I can see, there's no reason why a rapture would want or need to do something like this.
If we're being brutally honest, the Raptures are superior beings. They can afford not to change anything. Simply focus on attacking us and soon they'll enjoy an easy victory.
So why would they bother with all this?
Tell me what you're thinking, Rapunzel.
They're playing with us. It's like a cat toying with a mouse.
Agreed.
In their eyes, we're not even worthy of their full attention. In matters of war, such hubris usually leads to one's downfall.
Well, I say let's be the ones to initiate that downfall. Kid, why do you keep fidgeting over there?
Oh, this? To prepare for us being isolated like before, I made some simulations to pass the time.
Like a video game? You made an entire game that quickly? Let me play one round.
It's a simulation, not a game.
Plot explanation for the minigame.
Any chance you could put some of my music in as background music?
I don't think that genre would really gel with this.
Haha! You see? You said genre, so it's totally a game. Come on, don't be like that. Just let me play for a little bit. Ugh.
Red Hood's eyes start to glow crimson.
My head.
Are you okay?
Lay her down.
It's okay. Every once in a while, you get a rough spell like this. Kid, come over here and help me.
I left something outside.
Snow White scurries off.
That ungrateful.
Don't talk and just lie down. I'll bring her back.
No, I shall fetch her. You two tend to Red Hood.
Okay.
Hey, swordsman! Don't be too harsh on her. She's still young. If you harm a hair on her head, I'll kill you.
Noted.
Alright, that's probably a good place to wrap it up.
It's time
So,
to punish the sinners.
until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around. It's not like this is going to be anything of note.
Better. Everything's the perfect. Sorry to break the news, but let's keep the momentum going.
Did you see that? I'm strong, but my comrades are stronger.
Lotus Squad has returned after enduring a harrowing battle. Oh, is it? Okay, good, it's not more cutscene.
I'm a bit hungry.
But yeah,